Anthony, that was return of Showtime. That was just an unbelievable knockout. Just walk us through it, what you saw when that opening for the punch to land.
Yeah, it was a tough fight, man. His punching was a lot longer than I expected. I bought in some Mike Biggie Rhodes was my main training partner. I mean, this is a big dude, and his range of his striking was very accurate. So he's touching me up with the jabs. I just knew how to bite down on the mouthpiece, keep landing them low kicks. My cue for the hook punch was when he turned his right leg back. You can't take a hook from there. So I knew it was either that round or the next round I was going to catch him with some hooks. So once he showed it, I went for it, and I got it again.
Was there anything your corner told you between rounds that allowed you to make those adjustments, or was that part of the
That was the game plan, yeah. The game plan was, low kicks, low kicks, low kicks. So, I mean, I could have traditional martial arts fought him. Wouldn't have been as fun for the fans. It would have been a point sparring match, and I'm trying to make the fans want to watch these fights, and the knockouts is what they like to see.
Yeah. How'd you feel in there at welterweight? I mean, we talked before the fight about how maybe the extra weight would affect you. What would you say about that now?
I felt amazing. My punching power is a lot stronger. I didn't break my hand, thank God, for the same punch, and I didn't break it. So I felt good. His kicks, when he threw the first kick, I knew right away. I was like, oh, that's it. That's all a welterweight has. Because he's been knocking dudes out like crazy, and it didn't feel much different, honestly. It's not that big of a deal to go up 15 pounds.
Yeah, what about him? He's obviously, we're saying the size difference was noticeable and stuff.
Oh, man, he was big. He was big, but he doesn't wrestle. He's not bodying. He was very long. I just had to stick true to the game plan. That's what we did. Even when it got tough, I was bleeding. He got me good in the nose a couple times with his jab, and I just stayed to the game plan.
Yeah, and as you get further into the thick of this division, there's going to be guys who want to wrestle you.
Yeah.
So is there things you need to do coming out of this to make yourself even more appropriate for this division?
You know what? I think the energy is going to allow me to do that. I think when I'm defending takedowns at 155 pounds, there's my whole energy system gone because the weight cut and then a couple takedowns and. If I'm going to go back to 55, I have to make some life changes and get lighter in weight. I think 45 really hurt me. When I went to 45, it really hurt my body. But I weighed in less tonight than I did when I fought Tony Ferguson. And my body got to digest the food, and I felt good. When I fought Tony, it just held everything. I looked fat in there. I felt slow. So I think the energy is a huge thing.
So after the fight, obviously, you mentioned some names that you'd be interested in fighting. Is there anyone that's atop the list?
Well, Conor McGregor just put a tweet out, so yeah. I mean that's a fun fight. Another guy that I love his style. Like another guy's gonna be a fun style to fight. So if he wants to do it, let's do it. I'm not afraid to fight anybody.
It seems like this is a common thing with Conor, though. Someone wins a big fight in the main event, he gets on Twitter and calls them out, but he hasn't been booked. It seems like there's nothing official.
Yeah, I don't.
So
you know what?
Is this realistic?
I don't follow Conor McGregor. I'm not on. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's done some amazing stuff in the sport, but I'm not going to wait for him. If it's not him, next guy in line.
So you and Conor and also Kenny Florian are the only guys who've ever won fights at featherweight, lightweight, and now welterweight as well.
Yeah.
If that Conor fight did materialize, where would you like to see it happen?
170. Yeah, 170. We're both natural, I think, there, and it would be a better fight. 155, we got to cut. It's not for a title. Why cut?
Also, before the fight, Stephen Thompson said he was expecting some straight-up ninja stuff out of you, obviously a spectacular finish. Was that something you were kind of looking to do? Obviously, you mentioned earlier you were looking for leg kicks. Were you planning to do something wild and flashy kind of as the fight progressed?
Man, I just fight flashy. I don't try to do it, and I was trying to, earlier, last couple fights I've lost, I tried to be flashy, and that's why I didn't have success with it. The basics were there, and I had my high guard, low kicks. When I saw the opportunity, I just took it, and I didn't throw that punch once in practice. That was just on the fly. So,
as far as low kicks, it also looked like you were landing a lot of low kicks to the rear leg. Was that something you were planning?
Yeah. If he was going southpaw, we wanted him to turn so he couldn't take the hook. If he's here, you take the hook. You can't take a hook in this position. So once he did that, that was my cue to go for the hooks. I was doing straight punches until he turned, but he was better at me than straight punches. I'd say that. He was longer. His range was a little crisper than mine, and I was hard to hit him. So I had to kick first to allow me to punch him, and then once he turned that stance, boom, overhand right.
Yeah, and obviously, the Conor fight would be top of the list if it could happen, but RDA responded as well. He said, after Kevin Lee, he'd love to do that one. Are you just open to pretty much anything besides, Woodley or Askren at this point?
Yeah, I won't fight Askren. Askren and Woodley are my teammates, man. I've been training with Askren so long, and Woodley, that's my boy, too. 170, them two, even Masvidal, another guy that I wouldn't fight at 170 unless it really made sense. He'll fight it. I mean, it's not like we wouldn't do it. It's just, there's so many other guys for me right now, man. There's so many guys at 170. It's open. It's open for me right now.
Yeah. Any ideas when you would like to fight again?
July.
Yeah.
July. I want to fight July, International Fight Week. Yep.
Yeah.
Staying busy this year. I want 3 big fights. Good. All right, guys. Have a good night.